The basketball world is currently captivated by Caitlin Clark, a name that has become synonymous with excellence in women's basketball. As she steps onto the court in Europe, the atmosphere is electric, filled with fervent fans chanting her name. This isn't just a welcome. It's a celebration of her status as a superstar. Her journey from college sensation to a global phenomenon raises crucial questions about the future of women's basketball, particularly the WNBA. But her departure from the WNBA raises urgent questions here.
Let's just say the ratings aren't the same with Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever now eliminated. Do you want me to just say I told you so, or are you willing to say Stephen A. did tell us? Really?
What does this mean for the league's future? Caitlin Clark's move to Europe raises urgent questions about the WNBA's future and its ability to retain talent. Will the league adapt quickly enough to avoid losing more stars? Caitlin Clark, a meteoric rise. Caitlin Clark first captured the spotlight during her college career, showcasing her incredible scoring and playmaking abilities. She quickly became a household name, drawing massive crowds and significant media attention. Fans flocked to arenas, eager to witness her talent, but despite her success, Clark faced numerous challenges within the WNBA.
Keep in mind, the female Suns were averaging close to 2 million viewers when they were playing against Caitlin Clark. Since Caitlin Clark was eliminated from the playoffs, WNBA ratings have declined 50%. They have lost half of their audience in less than a week. And it's only going to get worse from
issues like limited marketing opportunities and low salaries. However, everything changed when she arrived in Europe. The reception was electric. Fans chanted her name as she stepped onto the court, and her debut shattered attendance records, with tickets selling out in minutes. This overwhelming enthusiasm starkly contrasted the WNBA's struggles, where viewership and attendance have significantly declined since her departure. As Clark continues to dominate in Europe, questions loom about the future of the WNBA. Will the league adapt quickly enough to retain its stars? The stakes are high.
Playoff game for debut, Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun, raking in 1.84 million viewers. Game 2, this was an elimination game, so season on the line here, raking in even more viewers, 2.54 million viewers. Now, let's take those numbers, 1.84, 2.54 million, and compare them to the first weekend of playoff action without Caitlin Clark.
If it fails to address its shortcomings, it risks losing more talent to overseas leagues eager to welcome players like Clark. The basketball world watches closely. Will this be a turning point for women's sports? The WNBA's struggles. Without its star, Caitlin Clark's move to Europe has unveiled shocking truths about the WNBA. As she continues to dominate overseas, the league faces a staggering 50% drop in game attendance and viewership. This decline isn't just about losing a star. It highlights systemic issues within the WNBA's marketing strategies and player compensation. With Clark's absence, league executives are scrambling to find ways to reignite fan interest and retain top talent. The fallout from her departure has exposed significant limitations.
Premier teams in the league, defending champions on the floor, drew an audience of 929,000, according to ESPN. That is 50% less than the Fever's Game 1 against the Sun, and even less than the Fever's Game 2 against the Sun.
In how the WNBA supports its players, raising urgent questions about its future. Can the league adapt quickly enough to prevent further losses? As Clark shatters attendance records in Europe, the contrast is stark. Fans line up for hours to see her play, while back home, the WNBA struggles to fill seats. This situation creates a sense of suspense. Will the WNBA take decisive action to reclaim its stars, or will it continue to falter in the shadow of European leagues? A new era for European basketball. While the WNBA grapples with these challenges, European leagues are experiencing a renaissance in women's sports. These leagues offer competitive salaries, packed arenas, and robust support for players. An attractive alternative that stands in stark contrast to the current struggles faced by the WNBA. In Europe, teams are often privately owned, allowing for substantial investments in their players through generous contracts and comprehensive marketing efforts. Clark's success abroad sends a powerful message that opportunities for professional women's basketball players are no longer confined to the United States.
Just another example about how people have fumbled the gift that is Caitlin Clark.
Her stellar performance has showcased the potential for a vibrant women's basketball scene outside of the WNBA. If the league does not address its ongoing issues, it risks losing more top talent to European teams eager to capitalize on this emerging market. A crucial turning point for the WNBA. Caitlin Clark's departure from the WNBA marks a dramatic turning point, igniting curiosity about the league's future. As she dazzles fans in Europe, the WNBA grapples with a staggering decline in attendance and viewership. Reports indicate a nearly 50% drop since her exit. This alarming trend isn't just about losing a star.
Which is a good number for the WNBA. However, that was down nearly 50% from last Sunday's Fever contest. The Sun in the leagues drew just more than 650,000. Good Lord.
It exposes deeper issues within the league, such as inadequate marketing and low player salaries. League executives are now under immense pressure to act swiftly. Discussions are underway about raising salary caps, enhancing player benefits, and exploring new markets to attract fans and retain talent. But will these reforms come in time to salvage the league's reputation? The heavy reliance on NBA funding complicates matters further, as investor patience wanes amid dwindling revenues from ticket sales and merchandise. The stakes couldn't be higher. If the WNBA fails to adapt, it risks losing more top players to Europe, where competitive salaries and enthusiastic fan bases await. As Clark continues to shine abroad, her impact resonates across both continents, leaving everyone wondering, can the WNBA rise to the challenge? The broader impact of Clark's departure. Caitlin Clark's influence extends beyond just statistics or game outcomes. It has sparked broader discussions about women's professional basketball in America. Her success in Europe represents a viable alternative for players seeking recognition and fair compensation. If the WNBA fails to improve conditions, more stars may follow Clark's lead, fundamentally altering the landscape of women's sports. Moreover, local economies are feeling the impact of her absence. During her time in the WNBA, Clark's games generated significant economic activity, boosting merchandise sales and local business patronage.
To get a lot worse. Last night, both games were broadcast on ESPN2. Games broadcast on ESPN2 significantly lower than games broadcast on ESPN or ABC. And that's true for all leagues, not just the WNBA.
Now, her departure has led to noticeable declines in these areas, illustrating how one player's presence can influence an entire community. As Clark continues to shine abroad, the pressure mounts on the WNBA to adapt. Reports suggest league executives are considering reforms to player salaries and marketing strategies. Will these changes come in time to retain top talent and regain fan interest? The stakes are high, and the basketball world is watching closely. A new chapter for women's basketball. Clark's journey serves as a testament to the immense potential within women's basketball and highlights untapped opportunities throughout the sport. She has demonstrated that there exists a significant market for women's basketball that can yield both viewership and revenue when properly nurtured. As she continues to capture attention across Europe, she is not merely playing basketball. She is part of a larger movement redefining women's sports globally. The WNBA now stands at a crossroads. Clark's exit serves as both a challenge and an opportunity for growth. It underscores an urgent need for star players to receive adequate support and resources that make them feel valued within their league. If changes are implemented effectively.
So if you have an MVP vote, do you give Caitlin Clark the second place?
Yeah, once again, I'm talking about the totality of somebody's value. Her value is felt every place she goes, every arena she goes. TV, ratings, value. This is something that, to me, is larger than the stats that you're going to have. Value, I think she should be runner-up to Asia.
This could lead to significant growth opportunities for both players and organizations alike. The path forward. As Caitlin Clark begins her European journey, her impact highlights crucial issues for the WNBA's growth. Her influence on viewership, ticket sales, and merchandise underscores both the league's potential and its current limitations. To remain a top destination for women's basketball, the WNBA must improve player welfare and ramp up marketing to re-engage fans. This could mean revisiting TV contracts, boosting player compensation, and providing essential resources for athletes. In women's sports, the Clark effect is already reshaping perceptions, and the WNBA has a unique chance to grow and evolve.
They don't know how to handle business. Clark single-handedly brought in the whole and no, it ain't because of Angel Reese.
Caitlin Clark's legacy, whether forged in Europe or back home, promises inspiration and transformation. As the future unfolds, will leagues adapt fast enough? Only time will tell if Clark's journey sparks lasting change across women's professional sports. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. See you in next video.